Hello, how do I swing trade with a full-time job? Long uptrend line strategy. Well, I try to simplify my swing trading process to see if my swing trading routine can fit within 1 hour to 2 hours max a day. I have not figured all out yet, but it is a process to keep improving, to keep streamline the process and strip out things that we do that do not add value, so that we can reduce the time we spend every day swing trading. Because again, I have a full-time job, I'm a wife and a mother, so I have cooking to do at the end of the day, I have cleaning to do, but I still want to swing trade as a side income, or to generate a stream of income beside my job, to help my husband support our family. So when the markets open or close at the end of the day, you can analyze your chart, your stocks on your watch list at the end of the day after the market close, or you can do it in the morning before the markets open, before you go to work. And I found that at the end of the day, I don't have the mental sharpness to analyze stocks. I just want to get it done fast and be done with it. Therefore, I found that waking up early to do that works well in my advantage, although sometimes I don't get it done. So to be able to analyze your chart within an hour, you'll have to find how many stocks you can analyze within an hour or so, and create your watch list of those stocks. So I have a master list of about 300 stocks, and from there I narrow them down to a shorter version, all the way to about 80 or so for 2025 stock watch list. So that is the list of stocks that I analyze every day if I can, to see if there is a stock on the list that I want to buy. And the one that we purchase, I like to highlight it so that I can check on them as well to see if there is any that I want to sell. So to illustrate how quickly you can analyze your chart every day, to be able to go through your 80 stocks in a day within an hour every day, we are going to analyze 3 or so of them today, October 5, 2025, after the markets close on Friday, and today is a Sunday. So we are going to analyze 3. The first one is BX, and I make it in red because it could well be getting close to the support line where we want to buy. And in this instance is going down, so we put it in red so that we can keep an eye on it. But how quickly are we going to analyze that? With our long uptrend line swing trading strategy, we already trace the line, the support lines that we like to buy the stock at. Those are our entry point. And if the stock is now moving around that line, very quickly we move to the next one. So we want to buy at this valley line of the mountain and sell it at the peak of the mountain, not exactly at the valley, not exactly at the peak, not like, but around those areas. You buy when it start going up from the support line, and you sell when you think you have enough, it reached enough peak, and it's time for you to accept the profit you accumulated and get out before it decided to go down. So, and just on the upside wall of the mountain, buy at the bottom of it and sell somewhere at the top of it, and accumulate a good amount of profits. So multiple swings between it. So with that long uptrend, long swing trading strategy in mind, BS on Friday, it went up. The price at the end of the day was higher than the price in the morning when the markets open. That's why the price is green. However, it's still far from where we want to buy. It reached a peak there, went down to, close to the trend line, went up and still on the down. So it has now gone down to the trend line, and we don't know if this is where it's going to stop and continue going up from there. So it could well, decided to go up from there. But anyway, it's not a buy for us when the markets open. We are going to move to the next one, which is KC, and we are using maximum daily chart to do our analysis. So KC, we like to buy at either one of those two lines, and right now is going up, so it is not a buy for us. We'll move to the next one, and the next one is CAT. So CAT, we like to buy at either one of those two lines, but right now is going up. Probably Friday it reached a new high as well, so it's not done climbing up yet. So therefore, it is not a buy for us. Since we have not purchased it yet, we are not going to wonder where we are going to sell it. So if we purchase it, if we have in our portfolio and it's going up like that, we will try to see it start going up from it reach a new high somewhere here. So we will start thinking about where we purchase it to where it is now, to see if we want to get out or stay in the trade longer by using either comparing the previous high, which started from somewhere here when it reached the support line that we like to buy at, and it went all the way to somewhere here before it started going down. So it's almost a year that it continued to go up. Of course, it pulled back to here, but then continue. So about a year, and then we can decide that when it start reaching a new high, maybe we can stay in it for 6 months or so. Alternatively, we can calculate a ratio from the price, which is 229 at that support line, and the last high there was 414. So 414 divided by 229, that's what I saw before, is 1.8 ratio. We can take that 1 point ratio and say, okay, 271 is when it touch base and start going up from there. So that what we can 1.8 times 271. So let's just say 271, and we can say, okay, so depending on where we purchase it, if you reach 487, we will sell it. But guess what? And 487 will be to sell it somewhere around here. So depending on where you purchase it, let's say you purchase it, around this support line, and you sell it somewhere around here, 87 or so, you will, accumulate good amount of profit and get out. It will continue to go up for a while before it will stop, but again, you'll accumulate some profit. So we have two strategies to exit the trade, but that is if we already have in our portfolio, and we don't have in our portfolio, therefore we are looking to buy and it's nowhere near where we want to buy. So that is quickly when for stocks that are not highlighted in the watch list. Quickly, we are just comparing what the price is to the line we want to buy, and the one that are highlighted in the portfolio, then we will compare where we purchase it to where we want to sell it. But again, I tend to put arrows on the chart, the arrow facing upward or facing up are where I purchase, the arrow up facing down are the arrows where I sold the stocks after I purchased them. So putting those on the chart allows me to automatically know where I purchased the stock when I'm thinking about selling it next step. So, and I found that to be useful for me, and that is pretty much the extent of my journaling of my swing trade. In addition to that, I'll do my recording. So every day I like to analyze the chart of all the stocks on my watch list. I have 79 of them, and I estimate to do that within 30 minutes to an hour, depending on, some of them I might brainstorm more, some of them it'll just be very quickly. So I'm estimating 1 hour to do that, but thinking about improving and decreasing it to 30 minutes for those stocks. So let's just say that takes about an hour early in the morning for me. For you, it could be 1 hour in the evening after you took the kids to bed. After dinner, the kids went to bed, that you have time, or after dinner while you are lounging in the couch, that you analyze those stocks for an hour. So, and then as you analyze, if one is well set for you to buy, you see higher lows from the trend line that you want to buy, and then you selected that, the next time, if the next day is a green bar you are going to buy, you can make it a red. So that is for the day. Now during my lunchtime, I have 30 minutes lunchtime daily. During my lunchtime, what I like to do is, on my personal computer, I will have my chart open, and then I'll have my watch list open. And during my lunchtime, what I will do is I will open my ChartSwap account. And then I will the portfolio, I will browse through the portfolio of those stocks that I have to see the one that are positive, and the one that looks like, should I sell those to keep the profit, to realize the profit that I have in those. I will analyze those, and one of them, for instance, could be this one, for instance. So we purchase it there, you can see the arrow, and we purchased it before. We purchased it somewhere here, and then it pulled back on us. So when it reached the support line that we like to buy in 2025 with our long Uptrend swing trading strategy, we bought it again. And at this point where it is right now is higher up compared to where we purchased it the first time at a higher point. I want to have profit on both before I sell it. So for this, for instance, I will review it to see if I want to sell it or not. If I don't want to sell it, if there is nothing in the portfolio that I want to sell it, then I will go to the watch list to see if there is some that I make in red that I want to buy that day. And what I will do is I will pretty much put them back. I will analyze them again, because I analyze them before the markets open, and I assume, okay, then if today is a red bar, now if today is a green bar around lunchtime, I will buy some share. So I will analyze it again around lunchtime to see if I have a green bar, if my decision to buy still holds true. And if so, then I will just place an order in my ChartSwap account to buy some share. And I'll just place those orders and then pull arrows right underneath the bar that I placed the order. I'll just pull some arrows there, and then I'm done. I'll log out of my ChartSwap account, or my husband and I ChartSwap account. And that is the extent of my swing trade while the market is open. About 30 minutes. Sell stocks if I want to sell some. Buy stocks if I found some that are well positioned during my morning analysis, and around lunchtime they are still well positioned for me to buy. I will place orders to buy those, and then I'm done. So, and during the weekend, technically it's good to do that during the day, but with in the morning as well, or in the evening, you can pull your account history to see transactions that occur during the day through your account, your sales, your purchases. You pull those out and update your trade, do your record keeping of things that you sold and things that you purchase. But if you, and I estimate that to take about 30 minutes. But if you do not have time to do so, you can do that during the weekend. With our long uptrend and swing trading strategy, I don't buy every day. I don't buy stocks every day. I don't sell stocks every day. Sometimes I can go weeks without buying any stocks, weeks without selling any stocks. So therefore, I found that a lot of my record keeping involve recording my dividend incomes that I'm earning from those stocks that I have in the portfolio. And I estimate it takes about 30 minutes to do those recording. Therefore, I found that maybe if I don't have time during the day, I could do that during the weekend. So during the weekend, you can pull your account history, your account history for the week and export it as a CSV and just use it to do your record keeping. So that leaves you about 1 hour 30 minutes a day to swing trade. 1 hour after the market close to do your chart analysis, 30 minutes during the day while the market is open around your lunch time to quickly browse through your portfolio to see if there is a stock you want to sell, analyze it to see if you have a good profit that you want to lock in, and then move to your watch list to see if there is stocks that you mark in red, and analyze them again to see if you have the green bar you are looking for that day to buy. And then you place your order, and then during the weekend you pull your account history for 30 minutes. You do your record keeping, and by doing the record keeping, it allows you to have an idea on your profits, to see how you are performing with the strategy, the swing trading strategy you are using. At the same time, you will be able to estimate the tasks that you need to deposit to IRS and your states on a quarterly basis. You'll have an idea of those taxes as well, so that you can make those deposits on a quarterly basis if you are trading in a taxable brokerage account. And that is what my husband and I are doing, in a taxable brokerage account, so that the fund is available. If you are doing in a brokerage account, the profits you can pull out of it to buy a rental property, for instance, type of things. Or if you need to tap into that for personal expense, you have access to it. There is not a lot of rules you have to make sure you are following properly, because you are doing it in a retirement account like a Roth, for instance. It's good to have those accounts, but I found that doing it in a brokerage account for us at this stage is what we want to do. If you just start out, you are trading slowly, you can do that in a Roth IRA to practice and trade often, swing trade often. You can do that in a Roth IRA. You know that you're not going to file taxes with all those multiple trades that you did during the year. But once you are ready to start investing more, trade more, like spend more money per trade, if you want to do it in your brokerage account, taxable account, so that you have access to that money, you can make that decision for yourself as well. So that is how I swing trade on with a full-time job using long uptrend and swing trading strategy. In 2024, I used short uptrend and swing trading strategy, and I traded often, and I found that to be very challenging for me for me to, to do my bookkeeping at the end of the day, because every few days I will buy something, every few days I will sell something. So those, those arrows just shows where I purchased and sold in 2024. And by buying and selling that often, it's good to do your bookkeeping on a daily basis so that you don't have a lot of transactions to do at one time or every few days to do your bookkeeping. And I found that I can easily spend about an hour doing those bookkeeping, especially because sometimes I can have multiple stocks that are well set for me to buy, and I can buy a lot of stocks in one day, and few days later I can sell a lot of stocks as well. And doing those things, I just found that it was more work for me. But with long option trading strategy that I'm using in 2025, take my time to buy when it's going up from the valley line, the support line, and selling when it reach a new high, is going to go through multiple swings along the way. And I'm okay with it. Stay in the trade. It allows me now to buy often. It allows me now to sell often. Therefore, I have less record keeping to do. And when it's tax time, I have less on my 1099 to report when I'm filing our taxes. So there is that side of it as well. There is one downside of the long option trading strategy is your money will be more trapped into the stocks. With the short option trading strategy, I noticed that I have more cash in the account compared to stocks, because every few days I'm buying, every few days I'm selling what I purchase. So I have more cash available. But with the long option trading strategy, my cash is in a form of stocks. Therefore, my husband and I need to invest more of our paycheck into the account to continue buying stocks, because the one we purchase, of course, some of them will be negative, but they will be there until they become positive. If I go back to URI, for instance, we purchased it there and then the price went down. I didn't sell it. I kept it until it reached this area and I bought it again. So, but then I bought it like in March after purchasing in November, and we are in October and I have not sold them yet. So you can see how much I spent on that stocks. My money is still there. I have not sold it, therefore I don't have that cash flow to tap into to buy another stock. So therefore we have to put more money in the account to buy other stocks, while the one that we purchase are increasing in value until we are ready to sell it. So if we go to URI, for instance, and when you buy stocks, you'll enter it. It's not when you sell it that you'll do all the transactions, but it's good to, if you purchase stocks, you put it, you record, keep it, and then later when you sell it, you can add the sales as well. So if we take our URI here, our buy happened November and March. The first one that we paid a lot of money for was 863. The second one was 632. And we have not sold it yet. So, and I noticed that with this strategy, your money will be, trapped between, will be stored in form of stocks, will be invested in the stocks while we are waiting to sell. Therefore, you need to keep adding money to it, because we are now using margin. We are using our own money, and right now it's selling at 980. So you can do the difference between how much we pay for it up to now. So, but that is how I swing trade with a full-time job using long option swing trading strategy, and I know you can do it as well. You'll have a lot of obligation as an adult with a job and a family that you are watching over, you are taking care of. But frankly, we can now rely on our employers to put bread on the table for our children. We need to try to have streams of income outside of our job, and let our job, paycheck that we are earning from our job, trading our time for money, allocate a portion of it to put to work so that we can generate a stream of income from there. The goal is use the paycheck to swing trade, use the profit from the swing trade to fund our lifestyle. So that is, the objective, the goal, but it will take a while to get there. And for instance, when we look at the monthly profits, you can see the monthly profits that we are generating little by little there going. So it is a lot. It may not match your paycheck, your monthly paycheck, but if you compare it, if you do your budget, because you should be doing your budget, knowing how much you are bringing home, list your expenses that you pay for every month, and list expenses that you pay for sometimes during the year, and those I like to call them irregular expenses. Estimate those irregular expenses, divide them by 12 to see how much you should be saving for it every month, so that when you get your paycheck, you know that this amount is what you need every month for those fixed expenses you pay for, and this amount is what you need to save in your saving account for your irregular expenses, for things that you pay for, kids education, kids birthday gift, or birthday or celebrations, or what travel, if that is a thing for you, or car insurance, or house insurance, or property tax, or even to car repair, or things like that. You estimate those. And some years ago, when we purchased this house, I don't know what I was reading, but I came across something where they say it's good to estimate 1% or 1.5% of the value of your house as how much you should estimate to spend on it to maintain it every year. You can use that and then add it into the amount that you want to divide it by 12 to see how much you need to be putting aside. Something broke down, you need to call a plumber, electrician. You know that in your saving account you are saving money for those expenses so that they don't creep up on you. So once you know how much you need for every month expenses, how much you need to be, that will be in this checking account, how much you need to be put in your saving account for irregular expenses. The remaining amount, you can decide to put it in your brokerage account, unless you want to put it toward paying extra, toward debt to pay it off, or split it between the two, invest and then pay off debt. You can do that, and then little by little you can just swing trade like that. So that way, a little by little, you are growing your account by putting more money into your brokerage account, and from the profit that you are making as well. And if you compare your budget to how much you are making swing trading, you'll notice that there could be a chunk of expenses that money can cover. For instance, September income here could well cover our basic fixed expenses, including groceries, utilities, and gas, and things like that. Does that make sense? It may not be enough to cover how much we need to be saving for irregular expenses, for instance, but it could be well enough to cover our basic expenses. If we take allowances out, for instance, those are things that we need to be thinking about. And when that way you know that, well, if let's say there is a temporary job loss or things like that, we are hearing about government shutdown type of things, regular temporary job pause, for instance, those are expenses that you will have. It may not be allowances. Since you are not going to work, you don't need those allowances, so you take those allowances, you strip those out. How much you really need to pay your gas, your utilities, your cell phone, your cable if you have those, your internet, and if you are trading you need internet, right? And your groceries. See if those totals you are making and just compare it. That just give you more incentive to feel like, oh, this month income from swing trading could well pay for our groceries, or could well pay for our 1 month expenses, type of things. And then from that, you just keep, incentivize yourself to keep moving forward a little by little. And before you know it, your swing trading, you'll be performing well and improving the income you are making on the side from swing trading. Thank you so much for your time. We thank you very much for watching our videos. We thank you very much for all of your comments. And we thank you very much, you all that subscribe to our channel. I'm Afiavi Liberman, creator of Liberman Consulting LLC YouTube channel, and ninasoap.com, our blog. On our channel and on our blog, we share different ways to save money and different ways to make money to reach your financial independence, where you do not depend on an employer to provide for your family. And swing trading is one way to make money. It's not about quitting your job, but it's about using that as a source of funding your swing trades account, and the profit from there to live on. What about that? Isn't that a great goal to work toward? All we need to do is just pray God to give us health, right? Because when there is health, we can achieve what we want to do, what we want to achieve. So thank you.